Hello! It's been a while. I'm on a new computer, so that's why my fancy schmancy layout isn't around, and, my microphone probably sounds worse than the last time I did one of these update videos. But we have a absolutely huge update today. There's so much. You can see some of it already. Look at this. Look at this art. Look at this art. It's so good. Anyway, so the big surprise this update was workshop support, which I'm not even going to dive into that much because I want to get into the balance changes and everything else. Gosh, there's so much. This is Milestone update number 5. Total of 9 Milestone updates. I'm not sure. I think 9 is still a Milestone update, and then 10th is 1.0, but 9 might also be 1.0. I can't remember this. Someone in chat just say something about it. I think chat is showing up properly. It's probably just very small and I can't see it on my screen. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Cool. I don't have the font downloaded, so it's not the Beastie Ball font at the moment, unfortunately. So, we got workshop support. That's so cool. I can't remember. I think this was a Kickstarter goal. Did I see the video? I still haven't watched the video. I'm probably not going to do that on this stream because people can just go do that. But, gosh, this is so exciting. So, entirely custom Beasties, recolored or modified Beasties, new plays, and music tracks. This is so exciting. Players with matching mods can even play together in online lobbies. That's huge. Some mods ready and available for you to try on the workshop page. And they have an official guide and everything. That's awesome. Anyway, on to the stuff that's in the main game, because that's what I'm mainly here for. Alright, Skull Rock animation complete. That one was expected. Noise art animation complete. Okay, so not just Mythwood Beasties here. We've got some, like, leftover Amberstone ones. Beastie Ball Longevity exploded? Yeah, for real. Marifly complete. Yeah, Charlie was already complete. Scrub Iron through Beetleback complete. Armantis complete. Waddle complete. I'm so excited about that. Hold on. We're listening to the Burblog theme in the background. Let me just, we got Armantis and Varkabond and Goofster and Webhounds. Armantis and Varkabond are 2 of my favorite Beasties, and they're in motion now. There's a Guardian there that I think moved. Get out of the grass. I want to see you. Oh, they're groovin'. Oh, Varkabond is groovin'. Hell yeah. Oh my god, I love them so much. Armantis is, like, staying pretty still, because, you know, like, Ambush Predator and all that. That's awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, we're gonna explore Burblog in a bit. I've been hyped for this area for, like, a year at this point, since we understood, like, some things that were going to happen. But anyway, back to the patch notes. So yeah, we've got tons of animation complete, 71 Beasties complete out of 106 that are currently there. Burblog, new area. I'm gonna be here eventually. More quiet suburban district, yep. Pick up Beastie Ball Corp where strong teams gather for casual games. Practice games. We got a new grinding method! We got a new grinding method? Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to go check this out real soon. Emotes. You can hold down the clap button to strike a pose. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hell yes. And this means I can actually look at all the poses. Oh my god, Varkabond is the silliest guy ever. Side note, this is vaguely useful for speedruns because we can now tell our Beasties to be in one place. These are so awesome. I love Varkabond so dearly. I love Armantis so dearly. Anyway, emotes. That's awesome. Yeah, officially over 2/3 of the full Beastiepedia, which is kind of crazy. That's awesome. Okay, back to path notes. We got emotes. Easy to line up your teams for screenshots. Also add another way to communicate with online opponents. Design your own set of emotes in a new coach submenu. Okay. New BGM Burblog, new versus music versus the Silent Warriors. Live. We got Peak Divide and Beastie Ball! We got Peak Divide and Beastie Ball! We got pizza! We got pizza! Please tell me there's gonna be an unbeatable DLC where I can play Here Comes the Sports King. Please tell me they make a DLC for that. Or something. Or just like 1 or 2 tracks. I don't give a shit. All caps or no caps, Greg. God damn it. All caps or no caps. Sorry, I'm breaking all your ears. I'm so excited about this. Live bass guitar and drum performances from Clara and Vast. That's so awesome. New songs available. Okay, sorry. I can do this. It's in music setup. I'm listening to this for a while now. Where is it? Where is it? Give it to me. It's not showing up. There it is. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. That is Peak Divide, alright. Alright. Okay. 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 I need to try and be normal about this. I'm probably like the single biggest combined fan of these two games on the planet who isn't someone who worked on them. Like, I'm top 200 on Unbeatable, and Beastie Ball is like my entire thing. Oh my god. There's a monorail through GeoCity. Okay. No! Okay. We'll listen to more of that later. Let me skip that Guardian. Let's see the monorail real quick. Oh my gosh, there's new sounds. Oh, okay, it's like a sky monorail. That's kind of awesome, actually. It's so shaped. It's so shaped. Anyway. Sorry, let's go back to Burblog so we can jam out more. The jazz vibe for what, like Burblog or Silent Warriors theme? God damn it, I ran into the BC. Okay, that's a new Guardian team. That is not one we've seen before. For Dominic's theme specifically. Yeah, I mean, it's Let It Rain. Of course there's some jazz. And then you put Peak Divide in there, and they're also kind of jazz. Like a little bit sometimes. Sorry. Let's go back here. Okay. Absolutely jam out for the rest of the patch notes, I guess. New Steam achievements, certain main story events, as well as poster late game challenges, including the new Pick Up Beastie Ball court, which we're going to check out in a bit. Frequently see players wondering what is available in the post-game or how to get stars on their save files, so the added achievements are meant to codify what is already established in game. Awesome. More achievements in the future, and don't consider the current status 100% completion, so yeah, makes sense. All Beasties are now voiced. Oh my word, all Beasties are voiced. That's awesome. Brazilian Portuguese, let's go. Very excited for that. The game actually has like a decent number of Brazilian players, so that's exciting. Springtime bonus update, past notes, yeah, I looked at that already. Pose viewer greatly expanded and improved, awesome. Metamorph data, now available, stuff available in all languages, good stuff. Massively increased the SP awarded to players for competing in Big Moon Bashes, that's great. Including retroactively? Okay. Well, I'll get that at some point soon. Easier to stay up to date on Bash events, rebuilding and updating their PvP teams without needing to grind single-player content. Yeah, good stuff. Gracefully improve the experience of PvP-focused players without compromising the balance or pacing for those who favor single-player content. Big fan of that. Increased how quickly players rank up from losses in a Big Moon Bash when in early ranks. Okay. Wasn't mentioned in patch notes recently. Helps players get more reward for the same amount of participation even if they're struggling to win. Good stuff. Yeah, normalize the number of games required to reach 5 stars. This makes sense because previously, like, if you went like 15-0, you could also go like 16-2 and stuff, and it was really weird. And you'd have to play like a lot more, as Greg is saying, to get to 5-star. It also makes Bash score the fairer value of comparison between players. Yeah, that's good stuff. Because they've often been not that great. Gosh. This is so jazzy. It's awesome. Okay, view past Bash records. Okay. Some data missing from older Bashes. No worries. Greatly expanded NPC crowds. That's exciting. Fans of the coaches you've defeated might show up to cheer for you. Awesome stuff. Now emote and react to events during the match. Increased rewards for rank defense. That's good. That mode kind of did nothing. Performance optimization. Good stuff. Overhauled playlook and encounter designs across the game to account for balance changes and new traits, including especially for procedurally generated teams, random teams, and tower groups. Okay. Random Bash this weekend. Very excited for that. I placed second in the last Random Bash, only to Zonk, who is the other speedrunner. And I'm excited about having another one of those. Balance changes. Alright. Overall, the range from the best performing to the worst performing beasties is the smallest it's ever been. Kinda true, and team diversity is overall as high or higher than ever. Kinda true. Own in on smaller problems and make surgical tweaks to hopefully keep things in balance without upsetting too many existing teams and strategies out there. So, we've been testing the experimental for a while now. With that said, there might be some new stuff here and there, so let's look into it. First of all, Fortress. New trait for Armantis over Power Forward, in the interest of giving Ricochet back to Armantis, because that was kind of that was like its move. And I'm really excited for that, because I was really sad when it lost Ricochet. So, when at the net can attack without volleying and restores 12 stamina after defense. This allows it to have like a bit more longevity in sitting at the net, without having to have monster block. It makes stare down sets really fun, because the punishment for like clicking stare down and getting moved to the front row is a lot less good now. This is on my main team. This is something I've been testing out in experimental, and I'm a big fan of it. If you run like Fortress Deep Breath, you can shrug off 42 damage, and get a telekinesis boost on your Barker Bomb if you're me. So I'm a big fan of this, and I like that Armantis gets like another kind of more defensive trait. I am a little sad that its damage output is a bit lower now, but it does, as they mentioned, work better with Perfect Shot. So that's exciting. Plucky, finally, can be blocked. This is something that we've been arguing for ages, but I guess Scoopster wasn't super high-performing enough for them to feel it necessary to do that, but we fixed that now. Very, very glad to see this. Watchtower. This is probably the most meta-defining change in the entire patch. Applies +1 block to attacks targeting adjacent allies rather than redirecting it to the Watchtower. It was such a consistent method of redirection that enabled so many absolutely kind of gross strategies, and I'm a big fan of the fact that we have now, like, figured out a way that still makes sense in the flavor of Watchtower, while also not having that redirection at all. Redirection is always, like, really controversial because of how much it can enable, like, frail attackers who are meant to have the downside of having a low defensive stat or multiple low defensive stats. Because when those stats don't matter, then they can do whatever they want for ages and output ludicrous amounts of damage. Comments. They like this trait's unique positioning interactions and the way it allows players to safeguard a brittle beastie with planning and team building, but its redirection ability took a lot of agency from the opponent and removed a huge variety of counterplay. Very true, you kinda had to have True Strike or Raw Fury precise on pretty much any team if you wanted to really counter Watchtower. Excited to see what players can build with this iteration. It still enables free position-based defensive support, but without invalidating the opponent's targeting choices. So yeah, overall, I'm a big fan of this change so far. I haven't played all that much on Experimental, but everyone likes this more. Big fan. Deviant was renamed to Rogue. Thank you, Greg, for having a good conversation with me and another player on that, just in terms of the history and typical usage of that word in particular. And now ignores block when target is changed, because apparently it wasn't doing enough. So this is real interesting. Barkerbond and Maraptor are gonna get a lot of damage out of this. Lock Target is now gonna be... I don't know if I want to say it's gonna be a meta play, but it's gonna be real interesting. Decoy. It got a major rework, again in line with preventing some redirection, because it was frankly extremely good next to like a Dig'em and just being able to camp the front row. So it's not redirection anymore, it now redirects support and defense plays, which is a entirely new kind of redirection. This includes things like Provoke, this includes things like the basic block action. It's super interesting. Haven't seen it used to like crazy potential yet, but very excited to see people play around with this. It has messed me up in some speedrun routing, so that's fun. Because it means against Dominic in particular, whose music we are listening to, you can't block that Armantis until you get the Boldler off the field, which is real fun. But yeah, often grindy and unfun to play into in PvP. Boldler best excels at being difficult to wipe out, which Decoy wasn't really like helping out at all, because Boldler was instead like taking all of the attacks. It's real interesting. I'm interested to see if this sticks. I think it probably will. There's some debate to be had over whether stealing block is like incredibly good or not, but I think it's weaker in some ways than Flow is on Bongus. So like overall, an interesting trait. Stagecraft, now down to 50 damage reduction rather than 66. I think this is probably a good change. Overall, I always felt like Plumask couldn't survive 2 attacks ever. Like 66 did not let it survive 2 attacks. 50 still doesn't unless you heal it a little bit, and I think that's a good place for it to be. There's been some debate as to whether this is too much. I don't think it is. I think this is entirely reasonable, because having an ability to use a Plumask for more than 1 turn on the field, I think is overall a healthy thing for that Beastie's position in the meta. Rousing Strike was too much on Plumask. We'll get to the move changes in a bit. So we're looking for other ways that Plumask can be more consistent without relying on that. I like this change. Synchronize has a new ability. It now copies any boosts that their ally gets rather than copying boosts on tag in, which I think is a good thing, because it means that you can't, like, there was... Particularly with my team relies on Weepy counterplay for boosting Beasties, and that meant that if I was running into a team with a Charge Beastie and a Crab Array with Synchronize, I could put Weepy on the Charge Beastie, but if the Crab Array tags in, it isn't also Weepy, therefore meant it just would copy the boosts. So it became really hard to sort of like keep that kind of game plan down, and I think overall this is a good change. And it synergizes really interestingly with stuff that Crab gets, such as Daring Pass, which is Faith renamed, we'll get to that in a minute, and Cheer. So Crab can now boost its own damage with Cheer, and I think that makes Spirit Crab a lot easier to use. Also pairs really well with like Juggle. There's all sorts of stuff going on here. Keeps the most fun elements of Synchronize, which I'm a big fan of. Pushes Crab Array's playstyle further from its origin, but I don't really think I mind about that at all, because yeah, I'm a fan of this. I'm a big fan of this. Crab next to a Juggle user is cool. Crab next to a Trusting Magpike is something that's been tossed around, and obviously that's 2 frail beasties on the field, but it's still super interesting. Anyway, that's all the trait changes. On to the play changes. We have Passion Strike, which is a new play, mainly for Plumask. 105 power, deal 1 Weepy before contact. So basically, can't be affected by boosts at all, but it's an incredibly strong, just base attack. Plumask with this thing outputs, frankly, kind of absurd amounts of damage. It's very good. 105 power off of Beastie with a Spirit Power stat of 140 is a lot of damage. You can obviously get the front row boost off it, but I mean, even on serve, this is doing a lot, especially with rally support. I have yet to see if rally was changed. Don't spoil that for me. But either way, Blue Mask gets it, Crab gets a nice consistent spirit attacking option, Squimmage and Diablo get this, and Orgella, which actually has seen some decent use with this. It's able to have some burst damage now without having to rely on just like Blaze Relentless, which I'm a fan of. I feel like this thing has always kind of needed some more spirit moves in its toolkit that it actually wants to use, and this, from what it seems, is one of them. Especially worth noting here, Blue Mask and Orgella can both self-activate Grit with this, which is cool. Copycat, given to Gremler, can target opponents or allies and copies the target's trait. I'm a big fan of this. Yeah, found an exciting spot on a lot of teams and as part of a lot of creative combos to the detriment of their original trait Slippery, since it's proven to be a good boy when allowed to have any Beastie's trait. That's mostly true. I still think Intangible is a little bit questionable, but body teams with True Strike have found a way. Decided to codify it by giving them a signature play that allows them to change their trait. This allows a Slippery Gremler to get some of the fun of adaptation at the cost of a move slot, or for an adaptation Gremler to adjust their strategy without tagging out. I'm a fan of this. I like being able to potentially steal opponents' traits. So, like, say you're facing down like a Magpike with Extrovert or Service with Performer. You can now take those and get some of the benefits of Rally on your Mind Beastie and Gremler. You could get some of the benefits of, like, if there's a Hydrolm on the opposing side of the field and you're dealing with, like, Drum or Rumpus, you could take some of that. Cool stuff overall. I'm a fan of this move. It seems like it's going to be a fun time. Gremler's kind of been a little bit below the meta for a while. Anyway, Dodge Roll. Huge fan of this one. Nearest opponent feels +1 blocked, tag out with benched ally. Waddle gets it by level up, Daredillo gets it by friendship. Really small distribution, mainly given because Waddle kind of wasn't really... Since Waddle lost faith in Quickset and stuff, Waddle felt less interesting, I guess, and this lets it be like more of a pivot, as they mentioned here, and I'm a big fan of it. Daredillo also likes pivoting around with this. There's some discussion as to whether this could enable some really, really gross counter serves, but I've yet to see anything that like super takes advantage out of it. So, exciting stuff. But yeah, Faith renamed to Daring Pass. Basically, Spirit had too much similarity with the game plan of Body and Mind and wondered whether they could differentiate a bit more from other types. Reducing Spirit's access to easy offensive support in the form of boosts from tanky or supportive beasties. We'll get to what lost it later. Instead, giving access to this play only to relatively frail or aggressive beasties who would prefer to be the main attacker. Thus meaning that, well, spoiler alert, Hopra lost faith, Waddle lost faith, Tord Anchor lost faith. So, that game plan of sort of having a quite strong Spirit Attacker in the back, enabling an even more strong Spirit Attacker, is a little hard to make work now. So you can't really just overwhelm by constantly having a super strong attacker up, which I'm a big fan of. Share Snack can now only target beasties in adjacent rows, so Dig'em can't share Snack to an opponent in the back row, which is a good change because it means that there's a bit more counterplay to Share Snack. Like, it can't paint split you if it's in the back, if you're camping the back row, which is good because a lot of the time when Dig'em was supporting some really strong attacker, you'd want to be camping in the back row so that you're not taking as much damage, but then it could just share snack and take away, you know, a significant portion of your stamina and enable that attacker to just get a KO that it shouldn't really be able to get. So yeah, overall, big fan of that. Yeah, Dig'em was functioning all too well on offensive teams when they're meant to shine even more as a support. It'll still be effective as a support, but in more passive ways, either intimidating the opponent to keep their healthy beasties back or restoring their own ally stamina more often. Big fan. Super Commit nerfed to 95 from 100. Overall, probably good change. Its downside especially isn't that much when you win a point with it, because obviously if you're already nervous, it won't apply nervous again, so it was sometimes a little overwhelming on Hopper and stuff. Just overall, I think this one is mainly like tuning down Hopper's specific numbers a little bit. Sucks a little for speedruns, but you know, we'll make do. There hasn't been a Hopper run in ages for any. Anyway, Rousing Strike down to 60 power. This one was this one, yeah. Its best use case if saw players trying to use this play to score a point and then change the Jazz Boost to a powerful serve in the following turn, but want to make them a bit more rewarding by making this play a little bit more difficult to score wipes with. It's still a very, very good play. But yeah, the power being a bit lower, good change overall. It's also been taken off a couple beasties. Distraction nerfed back to its original effect, because on a lot of beasties it basically had to be taken off because it was too powerful on them, namely Collidarn and Dig'em both lost it. Comment is it was simply grindy and unfun to play into, and they're now curious if it'll continue doing so while being less overbearing. Launch has been changed. It now calculates based on the front row bonus and has 65 power, so changing it to an effective 97.5, which is slightly less than the 100 power before. This is going to make speedruns annoying to reroute, but there is a new exercise video somewhere, so we'll see if that helps. Shifts before contact, so it can be used even if the space ahead is obstructed, so you can launch through a wall, which was something it could already do, I believe, but is now like clarified in the text, which I think is good. I think having most, if not all, interactions be fairly face-up to players is good for helping new players understand the game. And yeah, overall, I'm a fan of this change. There's a few more tweaks here and there just to clarify the order in which certain traits interact. So yeah, big fan of this, especially from a like PvP balance perspective. It also tones down Castle Lead and Riplash clicking launch like a little bit, which I think is good. But notably, this also makes Surveys's launch significantly better, which is going to be interesting for speedruns. It's going to be interesting in PvP as well. People have been playing around with that a lot, and I think that's overall exciting. Because Surveys always kind of had trouble serving, and now it's going to be able to get that spiker boost on launches, which is cool. Okay. Moving on to play changes, briefer stuff. Bandicraft loses Lure Shot. No one used this anyway. Hopper loses Faith or Daring Pass, which is a good change. Again, we talked about that already. Illigus and Shloom have added Feint, which I think is interesting. I'm not sure if this is level up or not. I think it's probably just Frontier, but if it is level up, that could be really interesting for speedruns. I'd be interested to try that out. Plumask lost Rousing Strike. Very efficient at ramping, attacking, and supporting. It could easily done the games they appeared in. So they've just taken it off of Plumask because they don't want to balance it for Plumask's kit, considering it's a move made for Hopper. Marifly, Charlie, and Masquery, this is the big one. These ones have been incredible supports all throughout PvP, and have been a centerpiece of some of the most, like, complained about teams, especially Monobody leading with Castle Elite, and they have both now lost Faith and Confident Pass. They're going to have a lot harder time volleying to boost other than with Set, which I think is a good change because you just never ran Set on these things when you could run a boosting pass and just specialize into one type, and I think that's good. They have had Swarm added, which is cool because they finally have a serving move, which is interesting. Like, these beasties would never be in the serving slot, aside from maybe Masquerade if you're like Stomp on a drum team, just because they don't have a move to serve with. And now they do, and that's cool. And I think Swarm makes sense for a Wasp. Gives us some pauses that they became a staple on mixed type teams as well as type specialist teams, which to us indicates they were a little too good at little too many roles. Removing some of their type specialization with the goal to see a wider variety of beasties shine in offensive support roles. More of a defensive liability, but their access to powerful passes often meant that opponents didn't want to target attacks into them unless they simply used the opportunity to get more boosts. So yeah, overall big fan of this. It means that you have to block in order to get, like, +2 off of a single offensive turn with these beasties, because otherwise you won't be able to click Set. So yeah, great change for PvP. Platypulse lost a little bit of Mind Defense in exchange for a little bit of Spirit Defense. Gained Zigzag, which I think is cool, and lost Ricochet. One of the less used beasties, but players frequently bring up how swingy they are into certain matchups, being too strong into mono mine teams and weak into anything else. light touch to even up their matchups. I did not actually remember that their mind defense used to be 115, but they nerfed it back to that, apparently. Ricochet was given without enough forethought, but yeah, it's back in Armantis' kit, so they've given it back to Armantis and given Zigzag instead, which I think is cool. Slightly less power at its peak, and better synergizes with Platypus to keep a pool of strong passing plays, which I am a big fan of because, like, tactical pass set are things that Platypus likes being able to use, and this allows it to be sort of a threat while also doing that, rather than having to be in the front row for Ricochet, which it really wasn't very good at against a lot of teams, but was too good at against mine teams again. Daredillo gets Daring Pass, of course, it's in the name. Diggum gets Lure Shot, which is cool. It now gets that in addition to Floater, so it can really, like, between this and Share Snack, it can now lure a Beastie forward and then Share Snack, which I think is super cool. Obviously that'll be on 2 separate turns, but that with also just like it's able to really sort of control the opponent's positioning, which I think is cool. There really haven't been many Beasties which do that through any means other than damage, other than like Rosada with Scary Face. So I think that's interesting. I'd be interested to see if we see Lure Shot happening. You can pull a supportive Beastie to the front, like if you're facing against a Charlie. You can now force that into the front row, and mean it has to move back if it doesn't want to take a huge hit the next turn, which I think is great. I think Lure Shot is a very underexplored move in PvP, but it's also just not on Beasties that want to use it a lot of the time, so good stuff. Beetleback has gained Lock Target, which I think is cool, and makes sense. Mark as well. Love seeing this thing get more support plays because it's always kind of had an issue of not really having any support plays at all that it wants to click. So yeah, big fan. Waddle lost Faith, as we mentioned, gained Dodge Roll, as we mentioned, also gained Flight, so it can pivot more, which I'm a fan of. Obviously, it's I believe a Wombat, doesn't really fly, but still, it's a shy Beastie, which is definitely like a prey animal, so I think this is perfectly within flavor of just like, hold on, let me get out of here. Armantis gets Ricochet back, Toward Anchor lost Daring Pass, as mentioned. Some cleanup of Squimmage and Diablo's kits, losing Super Commit and Counter, again in exchange for Passion Strike. Yeah, no one was running really... I guess people were kind of running Super Commit, but I think Passion Strike is going to be better on at least Diablo. And Squimmage often runs... I mean, I think Squimmage, when running Spirit, did use Super Commit, so it's going to be a little bit of a struggle making Protean work with a Spirit set now, but, you know, we'll figure it out. Crab got Daring Pass to go with Synchronize, which is cool. Condor gets Distraction back, Opposer gains Daring Pass, and Grozada gains Distraction back. Overall, great changes around here. No Rally change, so I'll be interested to see if Rally is still so overbearing with the plus 20. It's been sort of a central topic of discussion lately, just in terms of how much damage it can enable over multiple points of the game. We'll see. The trash can out of bounds is still a thing? That's hilarious. Anyway. Other fixes and changes, some Beastie spawn locations in light of the new area added. I'll be interested to check the tome for that. We can do that in a moment, actually. Don't back up corrupted save files, that's good. Sound for when time is running out during an online match. That one's been around for a bit now, which is a fantastic change. Good error messaging, robust checking on rank defense teams, okay. Universal drop shadow to text on clickable buttons, good stuff. Just visual improvements. Subtle adjustments to certain traits and ball effects to help clarify confusing interactions. Unpredictable now applies nervous before receiving the ball, which I think is cool. I think this now beats out Shanty. I'm not 100%. This beats out Shanty now, which I think is interesting. And I'm a fan of, because I run Grandma's Trick. Power Forward now applies Jazz before receiving the ball. These are mostly to do with like Overwrite and Echo Strike, which I think is good because those moves were always kind of weird in how they worked. Overwrite now triggers even if the target is wiped out, which is a good change. Yeah, ball attack side effects, which apply field effects, clear field effects, change traits, or force tag outs now trigger even if the target is wiped. Okay, so Shanty Tort, which is wiped, can now apply field effects with a free ball, which is cool. Actually, I think that might have always been the case, but yeah, more consistent. Good stuff. In the Clouds prevents damage changes from either using or receiving Spirit or Mind attacks in Rally. Good stuff. Maverick successfully ignores things. Stirring now effectively reflects block from Watchtower. Adjusted wording on Slippery in the tough redirection rule. Slippery can no longer redirect ball attacks to tough allies. That's probably a good change in the grand scheme of things. I would be interested to see if Slippery could get its damage back at some point. I feel like Slippery Gremler really hasn't been in the meta for ages, and that's been a topic of a little bit of discussion here and there. Flee wouldn't trigger sometimes. Okay, that's fixed. Doesn't really matter. Adjust wording on Bouncy, Galaxy Brain, and Nimble. More consistent about communicating whether they trigger when receiving an attack or after receiving an attack. That's good stuff. Tweaks to AI. AI respects Weepy build-up now and is more likely to tag out a Weepy Beastie. Thankfully, that doesn't matter for speedruns at all, but it's good for other players. Doesn't value a Beastie feeling tough if they have 1 stamina or less. Good stuff. Again, don't think this is going to affect speedruns at all, which I'm glad about. AI tweaks are always scary in that regard. This may mean that Shloom power saps a bit more when it's Weepy, but other than that, hopefully shouldn't be an issue. Fixed a bunch of issues, updated a sprite for a character. This one's actually pretty big. You can now get original variant Humplets in Garcinia Meadow, so you can get a level 34 or level 35 Humplet and only have to grind it a little bit to get it to a Goliath, which is fantastic. Fixed collision on trees in Atalaya Path, good stuff, because those had been broken for ages, and it wasn't a priority, and it didn't need to be a priority, but I'm glad they're fixed now. Fix some text, resending feedback reports if they didn't succeed at sending. Sweep not weakened by rally, so they fixed a pop-up there. I'm bad at talking. Shorten text on plays that chip Beasties. Bunch of small fixes here. Yep. Minor adjustments to correct camera issues and stuff. Fixed a rare crash. And yeah, overall, great patch. Let's go explore for a bit. We've got an entirely new area, and I'm very excited about what some stuff is. Okay. Gosh, this song is so awesome. But we unfortunately have to stop listening to it. So... we got some people to talk to. There's a Guardian here. I can unfortunately really beat this Guardian, but it's interesting because we're going to have to skip this in speedruns now. I am assuming that this will be fun for bingo as well. We have some more like level 33 things that aren't like all the way over in wilds. Their dance moves. Nene Baby is canon. That's crazy. All right. We got people to talk to. I love Barkavon's walk animation. Look at this guy. They're walking on the beetle arms. I love it. New people to talk to. It's expanding so fast these days. Excited for the new borough they're building east of here. Yeah, there's construction out to the right. Down payment on a condo there. Fingers crossed that it turns out well. There's something on that we'll get to. It was a lot of money, lol. Yeah, okay. Addressing gentrification. We love anti-capitalism. New construction. Drama with the builders who got the contract. Political corruption. Beastie interference. Yep. Only natural when building so much in so short a time. Glad it's someone else's traffic. God damn. Housing costs here are crazy. That's the price of being in the middle of everything. I love the ow sample. It's so funny. We've got a loading zone here. And there is a gate. I don't know where to open that. But yeah, we got tons of suburbs here. Complaining about the city. Boosters they put in are impossible to use. Yup, thank you for saying it. Never go downtown anymore. Real shit. Complaining about the monorail. Fun. Is it supposed to be awesome? Totally energy inefficient. I love how they're addressing issues with, like, urbanization and gentrification. Big fan of it. Point counting is a human thing we projected. I love the world building. Typo in the update? Yeah, I was gonna say that did say love instead of live, didn't it? Who won is usually something you can intuit after you play for a bit. Sometimes the better team might even score fewer points. Both sides knew who the better team was. I love world building. We can make everything worse by turning it into numbers. Yeah, I mean, judging by the Sports King, yup. What size are your shoes? These are the people I've needed to talk to. We got a Guardian here. Yo. No dialogue. I'm not sure if she's supposed to have it, because she do have headphones on. They do have headphones on. They look like they go to raves. I'm a fan. Anyway, here's... So we have a new zip station here, okay? That's awesome. Yeah, so we have some area down here, which is cool. We're gonna have more area over this way, because they're building the new suburb, which is exciting. Lots of people to talk to. Why buy expensive league tickets when I can see this here? That's awesome. Big shot ranked teams came here, they get creamed? Well, we'll find out. I love them, they're so excited. You are wearing the most jacket of all time. Convince me this is not Gru from Despicable Me. This is Gru from Despicable Me. Quality Beastie Ball teams, yeah. Culture of grassroots play. I love the world building of this area. It's so cool. I'm such a big fan. Great coaches put in the work. Big fan. You look awesome. Trying to get in the pickup court? Get in line. Coaches of all levels. Keep things moving so everyone has a chance to play. Cost me $99 to enter the pickup court. Yeah, sure. I have a fair bit of money. Don't worry about it. Who do we got? The Extreme Clowns. Is this like an away team or just a random team? Looks like it might be an away team, judging by the 58 here and then a bunch of 40s. Either way, we got a decoy Beastie serving, which is certainly a choice. Grew if his nose fell off. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm assuming tracker is going to be clicked here. I unfortunately can't block properly. How much are we doing with Slice? Not enough to kill. The music is broken here? Gotcha. Okay. Well, whatever. Sure. Oh, they just freeballed. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I can set traps up, I guess. You have quick breath. That will not save you. Okay. Oh, that's just 1 point. Okay. Some social battery. Oh, okay. Oh, we just sort of play. Wait, this is really strong money grinding. Hold on. I've only gotten the one team so far. I'm guessing that probably the same thing is going to happen here. But that's cool. We have, I mean... The field effects don't go away, but they all get restored, apparently, which is interesting. I wouldn't have thought that would be the case. But I assume it's just sort of another team. Is it like King of the Hill style or something? Yeah, okay, so it's sort of like King of the Hill style, like whoever wants to show up can. That's kind of awesome. I'm a fan of this. Do we have shield anywhere? We don't. So I'm just gonna sort of keep going. All right, that Blitz Whipped did not fall down because it's level 57. Yeah, okay, these are definitely away teams. Yeah, okay, I see what I see how the music is broken. It's not resetting after you win a point is what I think is happening. Right? This is a cool game mode. You get, oh my gosh, you get so much money and battery from this. This is like the single best way to farm money and battery in the game now, and it's not close. Like, this is better than the old longest method. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. Shift self forward. Yeah, no, this is like incredible stuff. I'm not gonna keep going too long. You're already nervous, so I can just get a point there actually. But like, this is great. This is really good. You get so much social battery off of this. I'm a huge fan. Still angry, so feelings don't reset. And yeah, you just sort of keep playing until you can't anymore. That's kind of awesome. I assume you're going to click Dread and to come back. Oh, no Dread. Okay. Sure. Oh, well, I've been reverse tricked. That makes sense. I really can't deal much damage to that. I would have thought that I would be doing more, but I guess not. Let's just keep going until I can't anymore, because that's sort of the fun of this, I think. You will go down to telekinesis. You have to play the game now to get money? I mean, yeah. Yeah, you definitely have to play the game to get money. Oh, my bench is gonna get back up, though. That's kind of cool. So you really can just sort of keep going. I love this team, by the way. All Spectrum works, big fan. And my castle leads back up. I wonder if there's like some record tracking. I still have a lot of traps up, so I really need to set more. This is such a cool game mode. Let's just move forward. I assume when I lose a point, it's over. I kind of hope that you can sort of run into any team. Like, I'd love to be able to run into a team that's, like, way above my level. That seems cool. No block. Okay, interesting. 100 girls. This is like a ridiculous spirit team. Alright. So you're gonna deal a ridiculous amount of damage, actually. They also have drums up, though. It's so cool that field effects, like, persist, because neither of these two actually set those drums up, but they're still there because the previous team had, and that's really cool. I'm just a huge fan of this mode so far. I assume you're gonna battle cry again. I think this is probably where I lose. This works without online features? Yeah, big fan. Yeah, okay, that looks like it's a point for the opposing team, assuming this hopper moved forward. I'm kicked off the court now, which is... Yep, there we go. Rally's up. Yeah. Dang, this is cool. Big fan. 16. Here's a little bonus, and I get... Oh, cool. Get little item rewards as well. Super good for recruit them all? Oh, can you recruit it? Like... Can you recruit beasties through it? Oh, the money farm. Sure. Ooh, we got... Ooh, more new area. I haven't talked to Isabella though yet. Yeah, injuries. Hey, man. Feed ice cream, it reduces their chance of injury. I love that we're talking about these niche interactions. Okay. Anywhere else to go down here? No. Heal real quick. I love these pickup cords. That's such a cool feature. We have a new guardian over here, so might as well beat them. Goo, Mod, Brute, and Bow. No idea. Well, that's a very unfortunate thing. Gonna check out any mods saying you gave Castle Lead Spike? Probably not, because I'm far too excited about Bingo. We'll get into that in a bit. Are you gonna kill me with anything? No. You're level 30, and my Castle Lead is level 60. We're fine. You have shield. You do have shield. You do have shield. You don't. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I'm just like, I wanna see, like, what are our guardians here? What's this area? Ah, nothing yet. I'm guessing this goes to the far route, or something along those lines. Like, this is all I am assuming where the far route DLC is gonna go. And so this loading zone is not a loading zone yet, which is chill. Do we have a lever back here? We do. And is this the exercise video I have heard tale of? It sure is. I'm not sure if we're ever going to come through here for speedruns. It's not like... It's like a little bit out of the way. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so we can't go through here. So the likelihood that we run all the way around here for just an exercise video is kinda low, because it actually is, I don't know, it's like 20 seconds for a level. So not nothing, but interesting enough to debate. Anyway. We got more people to talk to. You've been giving me the hand for ages. This is a trans lesbian. Probably. Valerie is pure goals. Yeah, so true. All Valerie talks about is Beastie Ball. Girl, you need to get a hobby? Me too. Me too. Clocked! This is Ray? Okay, that makes so much sense. I did not clock that it was Ray. But now everything makes sense. Is it actually Ray? Like, has Ray confirmed that that is them? Alright. Beastie's stealing food. We got construction out east. Don't think it's specifically Ray? Well, I mean, I would not be surprised. Do we have anything new here? I assume these are all still, like, level 30 or so. Other than that, screen seems just about the same. I am curious how we access this screen now. I'm guessing we have to go around from the construction. All right. Well, that's a game crash. So I'll be sending that one over to the devs. Give it a moment. There we go. You can phone hover to that screen early. Interesting. I mean, I'm not sure if there's going to be anything super useful there, but... Okay, there we go. Just typical math. We're just all in there. That's hilarious. It's awesome. Big fan. Camera's a little bit weird with some of the 3D objects, but I guess that makes sense. Okay, we got a bunch of construction workers. Ah, we've still got more. Okay, so Burblog isn't fully here yet. But we do have some screens up this way and a guardian. Have I ever had a cat? Yes. So more level 33 guardians. Fun stuff for bingo, fun stuff for bingo. They need to be in there? Yes, but there are 5 of them and they don't fit. One of these is a tort anchor, Robin. You're telling me that a tort anchor can fit in a porta potty? Alright, we got a gift here. 8 study tokens. Fun. Okay. And we can get up here. And there is a loading zone. Got it. Okay, so this screen is a little bit new. And we got a lever here, which is fun. And a guardian. There are a lot of guardians in this area. I'm not going to fight you right now because, respectfully, my castle elite is on 5 stamina, and I will not be able to beat you easily. So that probably gets all of these levers, if I had to guess. Yeah. So yeah, seems like maybe not all of Burblog is there yet, which is fine by me. We'll still get that gift over there. Oh, you can just walk around the bottom as well. You don't have to jump on the porta potties. So yeah, there's more construction happening if I had to guess. I haven't even paid attention to what's spawning here. Can I jump up here? Seems like not yet. Unless I can. Odds, do you know? Can we do this? Odds, is this possible yet? Do it from the rock? Yeah, okay. The construction aesthetic is kind of cool. I don't think it's going to get... I don't think it's getting replaced. I don't think we have to worry about that. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, okay. We got ball shrooms up here. This is intentional. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the construction aesthetic is definitely not. I assume there's no way to jump this fence and that there aren't screens here yet. But I'm excited for what will eventually be this way, because through methods we know about some things that might be over there. But for the purposes of this update video, I think we've pretty much hit on everything. Is there anything I haven't hit on yet? I guess there's the workshop, but I'm going to explore that on my own time. So... Oh, I was going to check out spawns. I didn't check out spawns. Right. Is everything level 30 around here now? I kind of didn't pay attention to that. Okay, yeah, it's all back to the levels it used to be, which is kind of cool. So we have, like, Trats at level 29 now, which is awesome. Puncture at a decent level, Cockroach at a decent level. Not that Calcroach doesn't show up elsewhere at a decent level, but I'm a fan of it being more places. No, please let me past. I am curious if the spawns are gonna be like... If the spawns are gonna be different, like, past this fence. We got a whole bunch of track here on that particular load of the screen. But yeah, okay, seems like it's... Alright, well, game crashed again, so that's... I guess that's all we've got. Yeah. I'm so excited about this update. For those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for listening to me yap for an hour about how much I love this game. And follow me on Twitch, where I'm gonna probably be doing quite a bit of speedrunning at some point. That's twitch.tv/Hallow. I do these recaps after every update live there. And I'm certainly going to be playing a whole lot of Beastie Ball Bingo. So yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, have a fantastic rest of your time zone.